The Cheam War Memorial was built at the end of the First World War to record the names of more than 60 local men who'd lost their lives. The money for the memorial was raised by the people in the village, trying to heal some of the scars left by the war. Over the years, as families have moved away, the names have become just names and are in danger of losing sight that these were real men. One such name is Lieutenant S.M. Gashion. Stanley Gashion lived in Grange Road with his parents and younger brother and sister. Stanley went to school at Homefield Preparatory School in Sutton and then Epsom College. In February 1915, at the age of 17, he passed the Army entrance exam, but was deemed unfit at the medical board because although he was 5'8", he was thin. His chest measurement was 1.5 inches below the standard needed. But he was accepted. They believed he would grow before the time came for him to be commissioned. Stanley went to the Royal Military Academy, recommended by his head teacher to train as an officer, and on the 27th of August 1916, Stanley went to war. A month later, his family received a telegram. Stanley had been injured in an accident and was in hospital, but his condition was not serious. 8 months later, the family received their second telegram. Because Stanley was missing, his family spent the next year writing letters, desperately trying to discover whether their son was alive. The story of what happened to him slowly began to come together. Stanley had been in charge of a small group of men at Vimy Ridge. They'd advanced about 2 miles over 6 days, but were then surrounded and had to fall back. The group were uncertain whether the Germans had reached nearby Opie Wood, so accompanied by 2 or 3 of his men, he went to investigate. The wood had been fortified by the Germans, and Stanley was killed when a shell landed in front of him. Ted Small, one of his companions, pulled his body from the dirt, but the stretcher bearers had all been knocked out, and he had to be left lying at the bottom of a trench. Ted was also reported missing on the same day. A year later, in April 1918, the family finally accepted that Stanley had been killed in action, and he was listed as dead.